Hi everyone, I'm Josh from Brilliant Labs, and today we want to look at some circular making, how we can take some electronics or toys that we have at home and be able to reuse them for maybe a different project that we have. In this case, we have a fan that we have from the dollar store, and I want to be able to turn this fan on and off using my b.Board to incorporate it maybe into a Halloween prop where I could tie streamers to it and be able to turn this on and off as maybe someone walked by. So what you're gonna look for in any toy or piece of electronic that you purchase is something that has a physical on-off switch that can stay in the on position, such that when you put your batteries into your toy or your device, that the toy will come on. So if I was to put two AA batteries in here, this fan would turn on, and that's important for what we want to do. Now, as far as the voltage that this device needs, we see that it takes two AA batteries, and a AA or a AAA battery is roughly around 1.5 volts. So this one takes two AA batteries. So we have 2 times 1.5, which is equal to 3 volts. So if we do want to power this device, we need to give it around 3 volts. The good news is the b.Board with the motor drivers on the left and the right side can produce up to 5 volts. So what we're gonna do is start by taking apart the fan here. Now I've already undone these 2 screws using a Brilliant Labs screwdriver, and I was able to open this up. And what I see when I remove the battery cover is that really this is just a motor down here at the very bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and use these alligator clips and connect them to the terminals on the motor here. So in your case, it may be the battery terminals on here you can directly connect to. You don't have to have these exact same type of alligator wires. If yours doesn't go to a lead like this, you might want to cut the end of it and be able to connect it into your b.Board. So I'm going to go ahead and get that there ready to go. So I've got a microbit here, a b.Board, a battery pack, and a USB cable connected to my computer. So let's switch over to the computer and go to code.brilliantlabs.ca and start a new project. So I'm going to call this adapted toy, and I'm using a version 2 microbit. Now, the first thing I want to do is see what sort of voltage I get from the motor driver. I know that the b.Board produces 5 volts when I tell the motor driver to go at 100%. So if this is set to 100%, I have around 5 volts. So if we use, let's try 70%, I want to make sure that my voltage is not too high. I'm going to go ahead on here and pair my microbit with this computer. So I can click connect, and you can download your file and drag and drop it if you like, or you can pair directly. So when I download this file and we go back to here, I want to make sure that this is in the powered on position, and I'm going to reset my microbit and have it ready to measure the voltage out here. So in this case, I have a multimeter with me that I can set to check DC voltage, and I can go ahead here and connect my multimeter and see that we've got roughly 4.1 volts, so it's still a little bit higher than the 3 volts that we might get from a couple AA batteries. But I do know that any of these small motors are going to be okay with that. You could keep adjusting your values until you get a voltage that you're happy with, or know that 5 volts is the maximum you're going to get there, and just make sure that your device is roughly around 5 volts if you do want your b.Board to turn it on and off. So going back to our code, I want to turn the motor on when I press A, and I want to turn it off when I press B. So if we put a simple program like this and download it onto our b.Board, and I connect these 2 wires here, Okay, so we see that when I press B, it stops, and when I press A, it turns my fan on. So there you have it. So there is a way that we can use our Brilliant Labs b.Board and an old toy and use circular making to bring it back into another project. So try something similar with a toy that you have, and just make sure that you are working with similar voltages that your batteries powered your device with. Look for that on-off switch and enjoy making. Thanks.